Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Around the Caribbean in 30 Days. My name is Lyndsay. If this is your first time watching this series, definitely go and check out the other episodes that came before this one. It'll be linked right here. Today's topic, I wanted to focus on West Indian folklore, superstitions, storytelling, things like that, because storytelling in the Caribbean and folklore is a huge part of our culture. Whether it's sitting on the veranda listening to your grandparents tell stories, listening to your parents tell stories. Because storytelling is such a huge part of our overall culture, we have had some of the most amazing storytellers become some very prominent cultural figures and notable people who have told stories from our different homelands throughout the Caribbean. Such examples are Miss Louise Bennett, whose voice actually plays at the end of each and every one of my episodes. Mark Matthews is actually another storyteller from Guyana. From St. Lucia, you have George, also known as Fish Alphonse. You have Alfred Pragnell from Barbados. Paul Keynes Douglas, who represents both Trinidad and Grenada. So storytelling is a huge part of our West Indian heritage and culture. And so today I'm going to share with you a few of the folk characters. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I just want to share with you some of the folk characters that we have. And also I really want to share with you some superstitions, because the Caribbean is we're very spiritual people. However, in addition to being very spiritual, Caribbean people tend to be some of the most superstitious people. Superstitions are taken very seriously in the Caribbean. Now, not every individual takes every superstition so seriously. I don't necessarily believe every single one. However, I find I've heard them before, I've learned about them from different cultures, and so I want to bring them here to you to share with you. Part of my culture, you understand? Now, storytelling and superstitions are a part of our culture. Why? They're part of our culture because we have very strong African roots. When our ancestors were brought from West Africa and Central Africa to the West Indies, they brought with them their own traditions and stories. Stories are a very big part of different African cultures as well. And so they brought them to the West Indies, and here we are, telling stories passed down from generation to generation. Superstitions are a part of our culture as well. I'm going to mention just a few folk characters that are major figures in Caribbean storytelling and superstitions. So the first one is Anansi. I think that Anansi is a widespread folklore character throughout the Caribbean. Anansi is a spider, almost like a spider god, and the story of Anansi actually came from the Ashanti tribe of Ghana. Anansi has a way of outwitting and being mischievous towards anybody and everybody. Oftentimes, Anansi stories tell a moral lesson, almost like the tortoise and the hare stories. Anansi stories oftentimes tell a moral lesson, or sometimes they're just Anansi stories where Anansi is outwitting or being very mischievous. In the Bahamas, there is a mythical character called the Chickcharney, and the Chickcharney is a bird that lives on one of the islands in the Bahamas. It is said that if you come in contact with the Chickcharney, you are supposed to bring brightly colored items. So whether it be you're dressed in brightly colored clothing or you bring brightly colored flowers, things like that, you're supposed to bring those to pay homage to the Chickcharney. And in that way, you are said to get good luck for the rest of your life. However, if you mock the Chickcharney, if you make fun of the Chickcharney, if you disrespect it in any way, it is said that your head will turn all the way around to your back. Another character found in the Bahamas is the Lusca, and the Lusca is a half shark, half octopus mythical creature that is said to live in the blue holes in the Bahamas. If you come in contact with a Lusca, it will drag you in and kill you. Another folklore character is La Diablesse, which is a character based in Trinidad and Tobago. La Diablesse is supposed to be a very beautiful woman. However, she is very deceiving. Why? Because she has a calf foot. One foot is a calf foot and the other foot is a human foot. And the calf foot walks in the grass and the other foot walks on the road. With her beauty, she lures in men, and when she lures them in, she takes them far away and she transforms into her true self, which is not very beautiful. Not really a folklore character. However, it is a part of the superstitions that I'll be mentioning. You will notice that many of the superstitions that I'll be mentioning are very heavily based on what are called duppies, or in other Caribbean countries they're known as jumbies. Duppies or jumbies, they are ghosts. they are spirits. Okay, so now let's get into the superstitions. Okay, first thing, dreams are taken seriously in the Caribbean. Whatever you dream, whether it be a crazy dream or you might be just dreaming about something like just so calm, like fishing or something, there always seems to be a meaning behind a dream. So for example, it is said in Caribbean folklore and superstitions that if you dream about a wedding, that a funeral is soon to come. If you dream about death, it is said that someone will be born into the family. Another one that is common, not just in Jamaica, but I know throughout the Caribbean, if you're cooking and you drop salt while you're cooking, you are supposed to pick up that salt and you're supposed to throw it or dash it over your shoulder. Doing so is going to prevent you from getting crosses. Crosses are curses, so taking the salt that you dropped and throwing it over your shoulder will prevent you from being cursed. Another one that is common is that you are never supposed to sweep the house at night, because sweeping the house at night supposedly will stir up dust and will then stir up duppy. If it rains during a wedding, it is said that that is a sign that the bride and the groom will not get along together in marriage. You're not supposed to eat late at night, because if you eat late at night, it will welcome in nightmares and bad dreams. So if you pick up a newborn baby out of their crib, you are supposed to take their sheets that they were laying on and properly fold them back, because if you do not do so, it is said that duppy will take resting in the same spot that the baby was laying in. So here's another one that is shared throughout the Caribbean. When they're first born, you're never supposed to call your child by their actual birth name. You're supposed to give them a nickname at birth. Another superstition is that you're supposed to dress your baby in red at birth to prevent evil spirits. If you sneeze once, that means that someone is talking about you behind your back. If you sneeze 3 times, that means that you get born. One that I've heard from my dad is that you're never supposed to throw out bread while it's dry. So if you're full or you just don't feel like eating the rest of your bread and you throw it out, you're not supposed to throw it out dry. You're supposed to wet it up first and then throw it out, because throwing out dry bread is like throwing out your blessings. Another superstition is that if your left eye is jumping, that means something bad is going to happen. If your right eye is jumping, that means that someone you haven't seen in a long time will soon reappear in your life. Another superstition that is common in Jamaica, and I'm sure it might be common in other islands as well, is that when a mother dies, the baby is supposed to be passed over the casket twice, and that is supposed to prevent the duppy, the ghost of the mother, from returning to claim the child. So it didn't matter if it was my mother, my grandmother, or my aunts doing my hair. Never failed that if they dropped a brush or a comb that was used in my hair, they would always pick it back up and knock it 3 times against something. Okay, so these are superstitions that are native to certain islands. In Cuba, as the clock strikes midnight for New Year's Day, you're supposed to eat 12 grapes within 12 seconds and make a wish after each grape. Making a wish after each grape is supposed to bring you good luck for the rest of the year. Also, in Cuban superstitions and folklore, you're supposed to sweep out towards the streets on New Year's Eve. This is supposed to get rid of all the past year's negativity. This is something that I actually truly believe, and it's not really a superstition for me, it's just something that I just truly believe, that you're never supposed to tell someone your future plans, because there is more chance that if you don't tell someone your future plans, you have a better chance at achieving them. I don't know if this has to do with you putting it out into the atmosphere and telling other people, and some people are ill-minded and don't necessarily want to see you succeed or see you do things that you set your mind to, and they might like call down upon it and kind of wish you bad luck, I guess. Trinidad and Tobago has a superstition that you are never supposed to put your purse or handbag on the floor. If you put your purse or handbag on the floor, it is said that you will lose money or you will never have any money. Here's another one that is common throughout the Caribbean. If you enter the house at night, so say past midnight, you are not supposed to go into the house as you usually do. You're supposed to walk into the house backwards, and this is supposed to ward off any duppies, any ghosts, any jumbies that may be following. You're also never supposed to sweep over someone's feet. Sweeping over someone's feet will prevent them from getting married. This is something that is common throughout the Caribbean. There's something about a clean house to welcome in the new year. The house is always supposed to be clean prior to New Year's Day, so all of your cleaning should be done by New Year's Eve. You should enter into the new year with a fresh slate, a clean house, and a clear mind. Also, in Trinidad and Tobago, there is a saying that you're supposed to leave all windows and doors open on the stroke of midnight on New Year's Day, so that the old year can leave and go out. Another superstition throughout the Caribbean is itchy palms. So if your palm is itching, that usually means that you'll be gaining some money sometime soon. Noisy crickets are, I think, the soundtrack at night throughout the Caribbean. Noisy crickets, if there's a noisy cricket in your home, you're not supposed to kill it, because the owner of the home who enters the house in which the noisy cricket is present will gain money sometime soon. Those are just a few of the many superstitions that are found throughout Caribbean folklore and storytelling. thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a great day and a great rest of your week. If you have any other superstitions that you think are interesting and you'd like to share, definitely let me know down below in the comments and share what country it's from. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe so that you know when new episodes are posted, and watch the other episodes if you haven't already. Walk good, my friends.
Now in Jamaica we never say goodbye, we say walk good. If you're running, walking, driving, flying, cycling, we say walk good.